Chris, I'm just remembering you gave us this incredible testimonial about a year after you finished the training. You said that because of going through the course, you increased your productivity 238%. 238%. What was it in the training that helped you get that advance?
I picked up some extra builders. They never used realtors. We've been their go-to realtors, and we've sold 124 houses for them in the last 3 years.
Amazing.
Over there.
So we're excited today to have the amazing Chris Harmon with us. You always have been generous and positive and sharing your thoughts and ideas with other people, and we very much appreciate that.
And even well-behaved in our classes. I wasn't sure. Sure.
No, not easy for you. Chris, do you remember, when was it we first met? Do you remember?
March of 2018.
Okay.
So that's where I actually signed up for your classes.
Can you tell us, how long have you been in real estate? I understand when we first met, you already were doing very, very well. But can you tell us a little bit about your start and growth?
I actually started as a new home consultant in 2001 with a local builder here in Shreveport. And I was the first full-time salesperson they ever hired. And they had built about 14 homes. And the first year I was there, I sold 18 homes with them as a new home consultant, and then 36 homes the next year. And I averaged 44 homes a year out of one neighborhood. It wasn't like I was running all over the city listing homes. I was in a model home.
So they were probably aggravated with you. They probably said, slow down, man. Stop selling, right?
Yeah.
Every time you sell a home, we've got to buy more lumber and windows and stuff, and it's a bunch of work.
And land.
And yeah.
I remember the first year after I sold that 18, the owner brought his banker in to the model and said, man, this guy's sold all these homes this year. And the neighborhood had 2 streets that went up like that and then stopped. So there was all this land in the middle and some in the back butted up to Brookshire's.
Okay.
So he said, well, how much of this land do you want? And I said, all of it. He said, do you think you can sell all that? And I said, well, yeah, I just sold 18 houses my first year. And the banker said, well, you got enough to do it. And so they bought all of that land. We put in 2 streets. So you had houses on both sides of the street. So sold out all of that within 18 months. And then they came over again and he said, we need somewhere else to go. So he said, there's some land down by Curtis Elementary. It was a small tract. There's some down by the base. And it was about 90 acres. And I said, well, I want the land down by the base because we have Barksdale Air Force Base here. So the B-52. And there's only 2 bases in the whole country, Whiteman and Barksdale, to house the B-52. So I said, well, I'm losing all these low E, which is a ranking. These guys are qualified to buy, but we don't have anything to sell them.
I see.
And I said, I need some new floor plans. So he said, okay, Chris, we'll go find us some 1,200 to 1,500 square footers to go along with our 15 to 2,000 square footers. So I did that. And I ended up selling more of the small ones than I did the larger ones. And so just kind of took off from there. And
Well, just interrupt for a second. What was smart there is just a simple matter of understanding who's the market.
That's right.
What's the market need? What's missing, and fill in those holes. It's not always easy to do, and it's not always easy to do at lower price points. But that's a great example of being in tune with that and making it happen.
No, and I love that. And you know what? I'll tell you what I really love. I love that you recognized it. You went and got your license. You started in the new homes arena. It kills me how often I hear from agents, oh yeah, new homes is a niche. It's a niche. And I want you to think about, you had other agents coming to you. This is business they could have taken on themselves if they had taken the time to get educated. No, instead, they brought it to you because you've built your business around new homes. And it always kills me. New homes is such a massive opportunity, which leads me now to the next thing. You were already killing it in new homes, and we met you in 2018 when you took our certified new home specialist training. Tell us a little bit about what happened after you took the training and completed it.
Well, if you go to our Facebook page, every video I start off with, hello, this is Chris and Carol, the area's first residential construction certified real estate team. I start every video like that.
I love it.
About what y'all taught them.
Thank you.
Hey there, friends.
If you want to tap into new home sales, this tool is a game changer.
The free new home market analyzer shows you what's being built, where, and by whom in your market area in seconds.
And no digging through data. Just type in your zip code. It's free to use. Follow the link below to register and get started instantly.
Have y'all ever heard of Fiverr?
Yes, yeah.
So I use a lot of Morgan Freeman voiceovers and Matthew McConaughey. I always have Morgan Freeman's voice go, the area's first residential construction certified real estate team. So
Love it.
y'all have made an impact on my team, and anyone that joins my team, get them certified through you guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
So it's about 70% of our business
Wow.
is new construction.
Well, to that point, we work with a lot of teams. We work with a lot of brokers. We work with companies that have very large new homes divisions, a lot of players. And we were just in South Carolina with a group there and the head of the new homes division having conversation with him. And he said, I have agents coming up saying, hey, how do I get into new homes? Everybody I see doing new homes is doing not only more business through new homes, but they're also doing more resales. How do I get involved? And he said, it would be ridiculous for me to sit down and try to teach them each one at a time, everything you've included, all the foundation stuff. And he said, what I love is I say, all right, here's your first step. Take your training, earn your certifications. Now, when you're done with those courses, you're going to understand a lot more real perspective. You may say, I want nothing to do with new homes. And he says, I'd rather know that right up front before we go any further. But if you don't, if you come out of there with that understanding and the passion to do it, I know I've got someone I can now start to teach you about our builders, our market, our marketing, some of the different strategies we're doing, but I don't have to create a new foundation for everybody one at a time.
Not to mention how many agents we've met at convention every year, and they make the mistake because they've been in real estate 20, 25 years. Yeah, I went ahead, I knocked on this builder's door and they don't want to work with me. I'm like, well, what the heck did you say to them? I mean, what are you doing? Right? Because they're trying to sell with a resale mentality, not understanding new homes. And that's one of the keys with the training that so many come out of it and say, you know what? You taught me how to bond with the builders, know what to say, understand their business, because they assume we as real estate agents understand the builder business and vice versa. But when you have that opportunity to have clarity on here's how they do business, I'm going to approach things so differently, but then they shoot themselves in the foot if they come in, demonstrate they don't understand new homes, and now what have you done? So I always say, why? Why not be prepared like you, Chris, even with your background, which is incredible, you still found it advantageous to take the training and take things yet to another level, which I love.
You were at one of the conventions, you mentioned that you were in the process of finalizing approvals and launching a 200-unit subdivision. Is that?
That's what we're doing.
That's amazing.
I had a developer of mine bought all the remaining lots in 2 subdivisions that were side by side.
Okay.
And all the undeveloped land. So we're just cut in a new street on one of them. So we got homes from 2,000 and up square foot. Now in our area, that's high end, 400,000 or 500,000.
Okay. To be able to deliver that kind of value, are you kidding? That's American point there, yeah.
That is.
So we got that neighborhood, and then right next door, that's 1,500 up, and we sold some in there that are 1,700. And then we bought those little 10 lots. This guy called me about 2 years ago. He said, hey, Chris, my dad has heard about you. He's getting up in age, and he's got a soft spot for Greenwood, and he heard about what you're doing in Greenwood. He wants to meet you. And I said, okay. And I met him with Carol, and he said, Chris, I'm so impressed with what you're doing in Greenwood, because everybody kind of just left. And even the mayor in Greenwood asked me to serve on their town council. Wow. So I've been on the town council for 5 years now.
Incredible.
And I don't even live there. Everybody keeps saying, Chris, you need to move to Greenwood and become the mayor.
You kind of need to. You should become the mayor. Okay. That's
what they said. I'll be the first selfie stick mayor. I'll run around my selfie stick.
I like what Dunn said. At least we're not trying to kick you out. So that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yes. So this guy says, Chris, I got these 10 lots in town of Greenwood. Okay. How much? He said, $7,500. I said, per lot? He goes, no, for all of it. All 10 of them. And I was like,
are you kidding me?
You never show your card. So I said, let me go talk to the girls.
Right.
And I went home. This guy wants to sell 10 lots for $7,500. And I said, why don't we create our own development company and buy the 10 lots?
Yeah.
And the girl said, okay. So I went back to the guy and I said, hey, would you take 6,500?
No, no.
And he said, yeah. One of those.
Oh my
And,
God, it is amazing.
The average home 4 years ago was 270,000. That's 415,000.
That's
So we understand that. So this little community I'm talking about, we're doing these small, independent, standalone townhomes that are narrow lot, and they're 900 square foot, 1,400 square foot. And that's what we're doing on those 10 lots.
it's a zero lot line type of.
Yeah.
So smart, because that's one of the
Yeah.
biggest challenges I hear, not just in your market, but is the housing affordability. Or we'll go to a convention and I'll be talking to agents and they're like, yeah, we have so much land, but we only have a handful of builders. I'm like, well, they should do what you're doing. Bring that opportunity, partner with the builders, but they don't know how. And so that's what we tell them here. Take the training. This is going to empower you to meet the need of what's going on, right?
Open your mouth, talk to them.
Good way to put it,
It's
right?
so
Get out.
true. I know.
Get your feet in the street.
No,
That's right.
Get your feet out there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, you got to be creative right now. And
that's it.
like I said, I've got these 4 subdivisions locked down from 900 square footers to $500,000 homes. You got some big news coming to Northwest Louisiana finally.
Oh,
I was at the town hall meeting in Greenwood, and an executive from 𝘁𝗵𝗂'𝗹𝗹 came to talk to us. And he was sitting over there by himself, and one of the engineers said, Chris, are you still involved in Greenwood? And I said, yeah. He goes, stay there.
okay.
Stay there. I can't tell you what's coming because we're on an NDA,
Gotcha.
but stay there.
Woo.
And
You're hitting on something that's very important. In our training and in our sessions, we always emphasize it, but we talk about getting involved in planning commission meetings, having relationships with the people in zoning, engineering for the village or the city, because you can gather this kind of information, have an idea what's coming around the corner. Like Teresa always says, we don't have a crystal ball in the business of real estate. That's as close as it gets. So that's one really important thing that you've done, obviously, very well. The other thing is, I love the fact we are always talking to agents who are just dying, begging, praying for the next listing. I don't know what my next listing, I'm hoping the phone rings today. In this climate, we talk to agents who in the last year or more have not had a single listing, a single closed transaction. Very, very difficult. When you're doing what you're doing, you're building a pipeline. You are laying the groundwork today for the next 5 years, maybe 10 years, and you continue to do that. I'm guessing you go to sleep at night and you can sleep pretty well, not worrying about where the next business is coming from.
well, Carol will tell you, if we do this again, she will tell you that when she met me, one of the things about Chris is he's not the kind of guy that goes looking for his next listing. He's looking for his next development.
There you
love
go.
that.
I
That's,
love that.
think big. Think big.
Yep.
That's so
'Cause that's
smart.
job security.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's going to the grocery store looking for a dozen eggs.
Yes.
Chris is saying, hey, where's the chicken coop? Because I'm buying the whole.
Yeah, where's the chicken coop?
So Chris, let me ask,
That's exactly what I said.
what advice would you give to any real estate agent getting in the business today? What advice, with all of your background? I know you, even prior to that, you worked at Sears and you did this building development. And then, so what advice would you give an agent today?
You got to plug in somewhere that's going to teach you the business.
That's right. That's
And-
right. Thanks, Chris. And you may remember from our training is at the foundation of our whole approach to sales, because we go in depth on step by step, how to sell, how to close, how to overcome objections, creating urgency, all those things. But at the heart of it, the secret to the whole thing is caring about your customers.
Yep.
Truly caring about being honest, caring about what's best for them, even if it means not selling them anything, not closing a
Yeah,
deal.
you're not going to sell somebody a house
Right.
you know is wrong for them,
Yeah.
because that will come back
Yeah.
and kick you down the street over and over again.
That's right.
Versus, don't have that short-sighted attitude. Make sure, I'm going to show you 20 homes because this one's not right for you. Okay. And I don't care if I have to wait a little
I
longer
just-
for my commission, but that's the way you're supposed to be doing
Yeah.
business out there. That's right.
That brings me to another thought, and that is one of the things that we hear other trainers out there saying to the agents, listen, you don't need to understand construction. You don't need to know about foundations and heating systems and framing and insulation.
Yeah.
You don't need that to just sell real estate. Especially they'll say in new homes, you can just bring them to the builder and they'll take care of that.
Well, yeah, or you don't even need to understand when you're reading a home inspection. Are you kidding me? You need to know what you're reading.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
Yes.
Well, how does that play in your business, my friend? Are you looking to work with builders or help buyers in new home communities?
Try our free new home market analyzer. It's AI powered and gives you the latest local construction trends, builder lists, and price points and other important market information.
It's like having a new homes expert in your pocket, and it's free. Follow the link below to register and get started instantly.
Well, okay, there's this $1 million home. We put an offer in for a guy, and it had 6 AC units in this house.
That's a big house.
And I looked at all of them, and all of them were running off the old R22, and one condenser had been replaced.
Okay.
And I said, "Have you got to replace all these because now everything's on 410A?" And you see what happened. So we got the seller to drop the price by $50,000 because of that.
Good for you. The reality is you're not trying to take the place of a home inspector.
No.
I mean, that stuff's going to come through. Not only do they specialize in that in every detail, and they have systems they use, they also have insurance coverage as a backing. But that's what we often say is, they say, well, why do I need to know all that stuff? We're going to hire a home inspector. Well, because that becomes a huge part of the negotiation process. It becomes a huge part of your ability to help people understand the value of their home as you're working with sellers or as people are looking at buying homes. So in our mind, it's just part and parcel of the kind of skills and the knowledge that someone who's going to position him or herself as a residential real estate professional.
They need to know their product. And it also builds their trust in you.
Yeah.
When you are the go-to, and when I hear the agents say, well, new home sales is a niche. Not a niche, because so many people desire it. Be prepared to help them. And then if it doesn't work out, you can always take them to a home that needs work and you can help assist on the remodeling side of things. So you really need to be a turnkey agent today. You need to be able to talk with anyone you are talking with about real estate. You want to leave the impression that they need you and that you're bringing that value, because that's been the biggest change that I've seen since I got my license 42 years ago. Woo! There's been a lot of change, okay?
What were you, 8 years old?
Yeah.
Chris, this is why I love you,
And
okay?
she sleeps in formaldehyde, so
Right,
she
right.
preserves everything.
Even the remodeling, something y'all taught me several years ago. I can't remember what year it was, but Dennis talked about infill.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's
It was going to California. Well, we're starting to see it here now.
Yep.
And I've been talking about ever since I heard Dennis say,
Yep.
I've been talking about it here. I said, it's coming
That's right.
because our area is older. A lot of these homes were built in the 40s.
Yep.
A lot of them are on pier and beam. So that's something that's coming.
Another question for you, Chris. I'm just remembering you gave us this incredible testimonial about a year after you finished the training. You said that because of going through the course, you increased your productivity 238%.
238%.
What was it in the training that helped you get that advance?
I picked up some extra builders. They never used realtors. We've been their go-to realtors, and we've sold 124 houses for them in the last 3 years
Amazing.
over there.
Incredible.
And now they've run out of land in Houghton. I've got them over into Greenwood now.
You keep touching on that too. Maybe one last thing here is just the whole land factor.
Yes.
And one of the things we talk to brokers, we talk to new homes divisions, and we talk to top agents and say, listen, he who controls the land controls the
Yeah.
deal. Right?
When it,
What are your thoughts around that?
Mhm.
Well, I tell everybody all the time, I'm not greedy. I just want all the land that's next to my land.
So yeah, there you go.
We surrounded Greenwood and Houghton, our developers. So we've got job security for the next 10 years if we want, with all this undeveloped land.
Yeah.
What's coming to Northwest Louisiana? SkyWest Airlines is building a big hub here now, and 2 companies have leased the old GM plant, and there's some other stuff coming, some metadata centers, and some other stuff that they can't announce. I'm trying to encourage other builders, young guys. So I picked up 3 new builders yesterday because of that.
That's
That's awesome.
just more work for you.
Yeah.
Man. It's just too much. Well, and what you're doing there, if you remember, as we talked about infill, and I have those kind of principles, keys to success in the infill arena, one of the things I talk about ultimately is packaging projects. And it's identifying opportunity, identifying where there's a higher and better use for a piece of land. That involves studying zoning, knowing what's going on, as you say, at the town hall or the planning commission meetings. But then it's ultimately saying, okay, if this is going to come to life, we need a builder or several builders. We need a developer or somebody to coordinate that. We need investors. So it's bringing the players together that can all benefit from this and ultimately create something that
And
benefits
you are the
community.
ringleader. You are
So,
the ringleader.
Yeah,
That's what you are, the rock star. Okay.
and you shared a lot of stuff that hopefully inspires others.
You are just the best, Chris. Thanks so much again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. All right.
Take
Y'all
care.
have a good day.